Okay, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to put some center lines on this. And so this activity is a little more involved. It's going to involve creating a layer and a line type. So before I do that, what I want to do is I want to move this underneath here a little bit so I can zoom in a little bit. So I'm going to use the command move, M-O-V, oops, let me click in here again, M-O-V-E, which is move, click enter. It says select objects. I'm going to go ahead and select all these objects. I'm done selecting objects, so hit enter. And it wants the point to move. So a lot of times when you move, you just kind of want to pick a point here in the center of the part. And it'll kind of come over here with you. And let's just put this right there and click again. Okay. So now what I can do is I can get in here and I can zoom in a little bit and get this moved around. And that's probably big enough for me to see what we're going to do. Okay, so we're going to put in center lines, which are these kind of dashed lines here that go in on each of these circles right here. Okay, and we'll put a few in here to see how it goes. Okay, so the first thing that we need to do is figure out if we have center line types loaded. Okay, which for this template we don't. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to type line type, and hit enter. And here's our current line types: phantoms and hiddens and dotted lines and stuff like that. But I don't see a center line. So what we're going to do is we're going to come up here and we're going to click load. And then we're going to scroll down. There's all kinds of different line types. But we're going to try, I'm going to guess that we're going to try center 2. So I'm going to click center 2 and I'm going to click OK. All right. So now center 2 is available to us to use for a line type. So I'm going to click OK. So we could change this line right here to a hidden line, but that's really not what we want to do. We want to create a layer for our hidden lines, okay? So if I come up to layer properties, I'm going to click this button right here. And here is all of our layers that we can draw on. Notice right now the check mark is on the 0 layer. So we've been drawn and it's black lines. It's continuous. It's not hidden. And it just tells you what the features of the lines that we've been drawing. But what we want to do is we want to come up and do a new layer. New layer right there. Okay? And the new layer, let's just call it center lines. Okay? And so my new layer is center lines. My color, let's make the color of the center lines. I clicked over here, something that'll show up good. Maybe like a red. Let's pick like a red for this and click OK. And then the line type, let's click here. We want it to be the center 2 line, and then we're going to click OK. So there we've now created a border, a layer called center lines. It's not active. We're still drawing on the 0 layer, but we now have the center line available to us. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to kill out of here, and we'll learn how to use this in a minute. Okay. So for the center lines, what I need to do is they need to be located onto these circles here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a little offsetting here. So let's go ahead and I'm going to type O for offset. And I'm going to put a distance of 0.25. And I'm going to extend this out. And then I think we'll make that center line come all the way. Let's extend these out a little bit. And then let's see, that'll go through there. Let's extend these out. Oh, this one I wanted out. Okay. And I'm just gonna once again show you why I'm putting these here. That's to act as trimmers for my center lines. Hit escape. That's by accident. Let me get rid of that. Okay. Enter. So now what I want to do is I want to put some lines in here that are center lines. Okay. So now I'm going to come up here onto my layer right here. And I'm going to click it, and I'm going to go to center lines. So now I'm drawing on the center lines layer, which is supposedly red, okay? So if I come and I put in an X line, enter, horizontal, enter, and I'm going to put it right through here. So any one of these center points here is going to go there. That would be my center line, okay? And then I'm going to do vertical, X line, enter, V for vertical. And I'm going to put it through the center of these right here, okay? Because that's where I'm going to start with some center lines, okay? So I'm going to hit escape. So let's go ahead and kind of trim this out here to make these center lines look good. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use these two things that I added to trim it, okay? So I'm going to go TR, enter. I'm going to pick these two items, enter. And then I want to use that to get rid of this one, and how about this one, and that one, and maybe this one. Okay, so now we've got some kind of center lines going there. Okay, hit escape. So I'm kind of done with these right now. I can hit E to erase, and let's get rid of them. Enter. Okay, and now guess what? I'm going to use this other circle that I put in here to trim out these other ones here. So I'm going to go TR. I'm going to pick that line, and I'm going to get rid of these like this, and hit enter. And then I'm going to type E to erase, and let's get rid of that line. That was the only purpose was that. So at this point, I did offset this right here. I kind of like the way that this line ran all the way through here. I was going to use it to trim that. So I'm changing my mind. I'm going to get rid of this. E to erase. Okay. And then so now it looks like I've got some center lines. So what those do is they indicate what the center of the circles are there. We could modify these a little bit to get those tick marks exactly in the center there, but that's probably a little more advanced. So that's kind of the summary of how to add a layer and how to put in center lines. And remember, when you go back to drawing again, you're going to want to come up here, and you're going to want to go back and make the 0 layer active again, so that when we draw, we're not drawing in center lines.